So hey, what's up guys? It's B-Dog. I'm coming at you with the second edition of Movies of My Month. Okay, so yeah, I haven't watched as many movies as last month. That's partially due to the fact that last month I was on Christmas break, so I was really just watching a lot of movies, because that's what I like to do for fun. Just a reminder, Oscars this weekend. I'm going to live stream. I'm not sure for how long. Like Best Picture, I'm definitely going to be live streaming for that. I found that it'd be easier than trying to create a video, especially since I have school the next day. I might start at the beginning, I might not. Please just look out. Make sure you click the bell so you know when I'm going live. Because I don't know. So another quick thing, if you guys don't have Stardust, you should definitely check out the app. They have a website, and so you can look at it there and see exactly what it is. It's a movie reaction app. You post your reactions to movies. It's pretty cool. Just so you know, I'm not being paid. I'm not that big yet. And make sure to follow me. So first movie I watched this month was Cloverfield Paradox. My opinion has changed a little bit since I did the review. Really not that much, honestly. It's just, the thing that I noticed was that I forgot about it. Except when Alex talked about it to me. That's it. That's the only time that I remember talking about it, is when I talk about it with him, because he's complaining about the story doesn't make sense and it sucks, and he's kind of being whiny about it, and I'm just like, calm down, bro. It's not a very memorable movie, but it is fun when you watch it. The science stuff is fairly interesting. Not the most interesting thing I've ever seen, but it is fairly interesting. If you like the Cloverfield movies, check it out, I guess. You might find it interesting, you might not. It's fun sci-fi. This next one, I don't know why I love it so much, and I'm probably going to talk about it till the day I die, even though it's not going to be one of my favorite movies, I don't think. It's just, it's not good enough. It is still pretty damn good. That's Beauty and the Beast. This movie is just a fantasy that I can get lost in. That's why I love it so much. The cinematography is great. The CGI is great. The characters are mostly well done. Emma Watson is a tad bit touchy, and you know, there's not really any astounding performances that make me go, whoa. They're good. And the movie is beautiful, and that's why I recommend that you watch it, because it's beautiful. Shape of Water. This is my pick to win Best Picture. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite movies of last year, even though I didn't see it last year. It had such a great relationship between Sally Hawkins' character. To my understanding, the same guy who plays the creature in this movie plays Abraham Sapien in Hellboy. It's funny. Yeah. But he plays it well, and this dynamic is very well done. It really creates a loving relationship, and, you know, the thing about it is that Sally Hawkins' character doesn't feel that much love. She's mute, she feels as an outcast, and like she's alone, and this creature makes her feel whole. Like she has somebody who loves her. It's just, it's a great movie. It develops great relationship. At first I thought there was a couple weird nudity scenes. I'm a little bit touchy with that, I'll be frank. I'm not a huge fan of it. If you can use it effectively, sure, but if you can't, then I will rag on it. It mixes that elements together so it actually makes sense, and I really can't complain. Lady Bird. This movie's very interesting. Cerise Ronan plays a great character. Her mom also plays a very great character. It really shows high school life and finding who you are and what you want to do, and dealing with your parents. It's a struggle, and this movie displays it well. 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. This would be my backup option. If this movie wins, I will be completely okay. I will be happy if this movie wins Best Picture. It's so well done. Frances McDormand puts in a great performance. She really displays this character as a mother, and she's just doing everything she can to find who raped her daughter. Sam Rockwell also plays a great character. I didn't like him at the beginning, and I didn't know exactly if he was going to be a very important character, but he quickly kept getting inserted into the plot, and they used him so well, and his character arc was great. By the end of the movie, I really liked this guy. Woody Harrelson also put in a great performance. The character relationships in this movie are fantastic. It's just a great movie. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Now, I probably wouldn't watch this one if it wasn't for my film class, but I did. So, this movie, to me, it's actually scary. And it doesn't do it in that jump scare way. if you don't know, this movie was made in 1919. This was before, I think it was like right at the end of World War I. It was before World War II. And so one thing that I've heard about German Expressionist film, which is the early 1900s German films, is that don't go to them if you want a comedy. This movie is very deep and dark, and the more that I think about it, the more compelling it is, and the scarier it is. It's almost a very real concept. Actually, I could be. The cinematography in this movie is great. It really creates eeriness that needs to be there, and the imagery is fantastic, and also the music just really ramps up the eeriness. The production of this movie is fantastic, and from what I've heard, it's unprecedented for its time. That's what makes it such a great movie, and the story is also very well done, as well as the characters and developing this story. I do get scared easily, but, you know, there's a difference between quick, forget about it, jump scares in like your modern horror movies where I'm like, this is stupid and not entertaining, and movies that stick with you and you remember it for weeks. Because I watched this thing like 3 weeks ago, and that makes it a successful movie. Phantom Thread. This is Daniel Day-Lewis's last performance. I thought this film was great. The cinematography and all the costume work and stuff, it really created fantastic imagery that really lets you into this world and kind of get lost into it. And then you pay attention to the character relationship between Daniel Day-Lewis and his love interest, and it really develops nicely. I've heard about the ending and how it might tick people off, but I disagree. I think that it's a great ending. I think it's the way that it should have ended. It's really who Daniel Day-Lewis's character is and who this girl has turned into via him. It shows the relationship. It shouldn't have ended another way. Okay, Call Me By Your Name. As some of you may know, I'm not really a huge fan of this movie. I will say that it's at least an okay movie. Armie Hammer put in a decent performance. Timothée Chalamet was lacking, and I don't think they directed it enough to their relationship to really make it pop and make you feel about it. Now, the dad brought it back around, and it made it just a bit more interesting, like I could then invest in the movie at the end, but the movie was already too far gone, so it was just okay. Darkest Hour. Gary Oldman puts in an absolutely fantastic performance. I couldn't recognize him, and I loved his wife in this movie as well. I thought that was great. I also liked Lily James's character. She was funny, developing the relationship, because at the beginning, she was scared of him, and they came to grow close to each other. Even though that he was still a grouch from the beginning, she just realized how he was and that he still cared about, and he began to care about her as well. So I hesitated to put this movie on this list because, I mean, I'm gonna lay it out there. Citizen Kane. I thought that this was a great movie. It had great acting, great cinematography, great storytelling, but I'm not on the bandwagon of best movie of all time yet. It's not there. I think it's coming around, because as I was shooting this, I was thinking more about certain stuff that amazed me, like certain shots that, because I talked with a bunch of people about this movie because I studied it in a film class yesterday. We were talking about some of the shots in this movie, and some of them you're just like, how the heck did they do that? That's the kind of movie that it is. You really need to think about it, though. And that's why I wasn't fully prepared to put this on my list for the year, because I didn't know if I could talk about it properly. So this movie came out in the 1940s, and so I do recommend that you look into this movie and the history behind this movie and what this movie is actually about before you watch it, because then you won't understand it. And you'll be like, what? Why is this important? There's a nice documentary. It's called The Battle Over Citizen Kane. If you get a chance, watch that documentary. If you don't, just look some stuff up and understand what character Orson Welles is portraying in this movie, because if you don't, you won't understand it, and you won't truly get what it's about. It's a great movie. Okay, so that's it for my list of movies that I've watched this month. Please do everything that I said at the beginning. So make sure to stay tuned for my live stream. I don't know when I'm going to, so please just hit the notification bell, and so you know when I'm coming live. So like, comment what you thought of this video. Comment what you thought of all the movies. Tell me if my opinions are trash. But as I said in the last video, make sure that you have reasons, because I will destroy you metaphorically in written form if you don't, and then subscribe. So that's it. See you guys later. B-Dog out.